Thank you. Who says entrepreneurs and startups have to be 19-year-old college dropouts? Our entrepreneur is 48 years old. He's a highly educated person. He has a master's degree. He's a pharmacist, industrial pharmacist, a scholar, and worked since graduating from college with a multinational company. And at the age of 48 said, I want to leave all of this behind. And can you still hear me? Shall we go? Shall we wait, or you want me to go through with the adhan going? كمل? طيب. Speed it up. Decides that he wants to give up the world of multinational business and start his own business. So first lesson is you can turn into an entrepreneur at any time, at any age, no matter what your background is. It's not something that you are born with, or you have to do it when you're 19 or 20. You can do it anytime. Now, my father speaks a lot of times at graduation commencements. He's invited to speak at graduation commencements. And he says, he always says the same things when he starts talking to young, fresh graduates. He says, number one, you have to have a dream. It all starts with a dream. And with that dream, you can turn it into a vision. Number two, his advice, which not necessarily is the right one, but number two, his advice, gain experience. Don't jump immediately from where you are into starting a business. Gain some experience. Find mentors. He always says, he's been saying that long before Endeavor started talking about mentors. Find mentors, people that can mentor you, can teach you and support you. And fourth, make sure you build very good friendships, because you're going to need those friendships once you start your company. And he wants to start a high-tech industry in a country that is Jordan of the 70s, where there was really almost zero technology available. So the first thing he realizes is he needs to get people with knowledge, and he needs to get technology. So he starts looking for his old friends. He finds one of them that graduated from AB with him working in pharmaceutical industry in Lebanon. He finds another one who's working in the United States, and he gathers all his friends. And by the way, he started the company with these, by the way, are millions of dollars. They're not thousands, okay? And he started the business with $300,000. That's all he had when he started. So he got his friends, the ones that had money invested with him, the ones that had technology worked with him. But he still realized that that is not enough. He needs more technology. So he searched, and he looked, and he found some Japanese pharmaceutical companies that had very high technology, that were very successful, but that did not have any marketing activities in the Middle East. And he convinced a company called Fujisawa to license products to Hikma. And with that, Hikma learned how to make pharmaceuticals. Basically, a lot of it came from the in-licensing deal. So very importantly, if you can, find a technical partner that is, that has the knowledge that is required. It's a very good idea. Today, by the way, what we learned from the Fujisawa was a very strong company in making what we call injectable pharmaceuticals, which is a very high tech part of pharmaceutical manufacturing. Today, Hikma sells about $700 million worth of injectable products. And this technology all started from Fujisawa. So we start. I joined, by the way, here, 1981. So you see there are 7, 8, almost 9 years of struggling. Startups are not easy, especially if it's an industry that doesn't have other industries around. Today, if you want to start in telecommunication, it's easy for you. There are a lot of telecommunication companies here. You can find a lot of technology. You can find a lot of people. And then things start working. We start doing, start barely making some money. And we decide we want to go international. And we decided we want to go to Europe and to the United States. And at that time, Our bankers were completely, said, what the hell have you been smoking, you guys? What are you talking about? You into Hikma with $3 million of sales, you want to go to the United States and compete with multi-billion-dollar companies? You guys are completely out of line. You've lost your brains. You don't know what to do. You have no idea what you're doing. And what do you have? What can you, and I'm sure many of you hear this. What's your competitive advantage? What do you think you can deliver? Why do you think you can compete? Why do you think you can grow? Why do you think you can survive in a market, in the United States market no less? Why do you think you can survive? Well, as we can see, we went to the United States. We acquired the company in 1991. Acquisitions are a great way of growing business, by the way, but acquisitions have their pluses and minuses. But acquisitions are a great way, and Hikma has done many acquisitions over the years. We acquired a company in the United States in 1991, long before acquisitions became the fashion or the fad. And we started a business in Portugal. So things start going well. You can see we're doing well in the United States, we're doing well in the Arab world. Things start doing well, and we made the big jump. And what happens when you suddenly make a lot of money? You make probably, some of us or some of you will make the mistake of thinking, oh, if this year I did 60 million, next year I'm going to do 200 million and so on. You start overspending. So the first big mistake, and what the mistake was, we overexpanded. We were building, buying, acquiring. We basically overdid what we needed to do. And you can see we paid a very tough lesson. You can see the next 4 years. The business starts going down. It was really bad. I remember in 1996, hotels in Jordan would not even accept our visitors, our customers, unless we paid the cash in advance. It was that bad. Maybe some of the entrepreneurs here have experienced that. We start doing well. We start refocusing again. We're doing well. And at that time, we bring in venture capital, or we bring in City Venture Capital Group. They invest with us, and they help us in several things. First, in capital. But really, more importantly, they help us in the way we think, the way we run the business, the way we run the board. They start helping us to become much more professional. And by the way, I should mention also IFC, the International Finance Corporation, started working with us in the 80s and have also been very instrumental in shaping our thinking and in shaping our governance, shaping the way we think. So we start thinking around this time, things are really good. We're doing close to $100 million, things are fine. We start thinking, what should we do next? Should we stay a private company or should we go public? So a few years of debate, finally we decide that we do want to become a public company. So we start planning for it. You cannot change, you cannot say I want to go from a private company to a publicly listed company overnight. You have to really work very hard at it. So we start preparing ourselves. We start running the board as if it was an independent company. So we start really implementing good governance. We asked the IFC to send us some experts to teach us about governance, which they did. So again, you need to continuously bring technology, continuously bring assistance from wherever you can find it. In 2005, we went public on the London Stock Exchange. And you can see the effect of that, how fast the company started growing. The growth has come through acquisitions and through startups, by greenfield operations in certain companies, acquisitions, investing in technology, and investing in human capital. It's very important that whatever, as a leader, whatever you're thinking about, that you convey the message and you sell it to your people. You always have to sell your ideas. You cannot order. You cannot force people to do what you want. Even your employees, if they are not sold on change, if they are not sold on the project, they will fight against it in many ways and make it fail. So it's very important that you have a culture of transparency, that you always talk to your employees. You always share your thinking. You make your strategy very clear, and you allow them to discuss the strategy, and then you force them to implement it. You are a sum of your team. Of course, when you are, you're in private business, you have the luxury of putting the team together. You create the team, you bring the team together, and you build a team that works very well. And Nadia and myself who've been in government know it's the exact opposite. When you're in government, you're given a team, and you say lead. And this is where you know if you're a good leader or not, right? When you're given a team and tell to lead that team. So invest in human capital, invest in bright people, continue to invest in them, and now at a certain stage, you have to become the mentor. You have to mentor them. Like Rasha was saying, it's all about continuity. It's entrepreneurship is not just starting something and then selling it 10 years later and taking your billion. No, it could be that. There's nothing wrong with that. But it could also be about continuing to grow, continuing to create jobs, continuing to bring money into your country. And this is what we have decided to do, that we are going to continue moving. So it's very important to have a very great team, and at Hikma we really have a fantastic team. Many of the Hikma management are are mentors, and I hope that more will become mentors and can help others. And actually, I had somebody talking to me earlier, and I said, I recommend that you go talk to some of our mergers and acquisitions people to help you out. When we started, you can see here things are not doing very well. By this time, we said, we're failing. Physicians in Jordan and in the Arab world are not prescribing our medications. They're not. So, what should we do? So we brought in, even though we didn't have money at that time, we brought in a very professional market research company. And they did a very extensive study in Jordan and the neighboring countries. They visited physicians without telling them who they were doing the research for. And they asked, how or what do you need to know to start prescribing Arab-made pharmaceuticals? And all the physicians answered one thing: let them prove to us about quality. They have to prove that they have high quality. This is medicine. We're giving it to sick people. If it's not good, they can die. So we decided that, at that time, that quality would become the cornerstone of Hikma. And we actually added quality, the phrase quality, under our, you can see here, under our logo. So for us, every industry is different. For us, how do you show that you have a quality pharmaceutical product? For us, it was by getting approved by the American Food and Drug Administration, basically being allowed to export your products to the United States. We thought if we could do that, then we could tell the physician, the same product that you're using here in Jordan is being used in the United States. And we actually, this is the time where we received the FDA approval. And you can see how our business started really taking off. And today, I would say that quality is still responsible for about 70% of our growth is really due to the very, very high quality that we have. So you have to have a very high quality and use market research, use whatever is available to know feedback on your products from your customers. As I said before, there is no way you can grow this fast without having employees who themselves are entrepreneurs. You can be an entrepreneur and work in a company. Entrepreneur doesn't mean you have to leave and start your own. You can be an entrepreneur within an organization that encourages entrepreneurship. And at Hikma, that is very important. We encourage leaders, we encourage leadership, we encourage leaders to make decisions, look for opportunities. Somebody was just asking me, did you know this and that? I said, no, I have no idea that we're doing that. If the boss has to know and approve everything, you will never grow. There's no way any one person can be able to follow up on everything. You have to have leaders, entrepreneurs within the organization that take decisions, that follow up, that people that have been trained and you can trust. So that's about it about us. But again, like Rasha was saying, finding high impact entrepreneurs, mentoring them, supporting them is extremely important because, very simply, Hikma has created 7,000 opportunities, jobs, and we are all very high-paying jobs. So it's created this culture of creating jobs. We have in Jordan alone over 2,500 employees. We are responsible for about 8% of total Jordanian exports. Hikma alone is responsible for about 8% of total Jordanian exports. So when you find high-impact entrepreneurs, find them, mentor them, and work with them. And with that, I say thank you very much. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them.